Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about Ebs encryption. This is a subject that comes up every now and again. If you're in a company and people have deployed Ec2 instances where the root volumes or Ebs volumes of those instances are unencrypted, you may be tasked to go and have those encrypted. So let's talk about EC2 first. If I launch an EC2 instance here within the Amazon Web Console, we'll just select this Amazon Linux AMI 64-bit. We're going to go free tier. We're going to configure the instant details. So I'm not going to change anything here. I'm going to leave it as default. And now I'm going to go to storage. If you know by default your encryption is not enabled, so your volume is not encrypted. So if you deploy this into a production environment, your root volume of your EC2 instance is unencrypted. So let's go ahead and launch. Okay. I have no keys here. Let me just create a new key pair. And launch the instance. Okay. So we now have an instance that is launching and the volume associated with that instance is unencrypted. So what do we need to do in order to encrypt that volume? Well, it's not exactly straightforward. So in order to have that volume encrypted, there are a number of steps we need to go through. First of all, we need to create a snapshot of the unencrypted root device volume. From there, we need to create a copy of the snapshot and select the encryption option. After that step has completed, we then need to create an AMI from the encrypted snapshot, and then we need to use that AMI to launch a newly encrypted instance. I always suggest when you're taking a snapshot of an instance that you should suspend it or shut it down. It will make sure that the snapshot is stable and that no changes happen when you're taking the snapshot. So you can do that by instant state, and you can stop the instance. So this is initializing. I'm going to pause the video, let it run through the steps, and then we're going to run through the procedure of how to take this unencrypted EBS volume, encrypt it, create a new AMI, and then relaunch the instance with an encrypted root volume. Hi, welcome back. So I've let my instance fully initialize and then I've gone ahead and I have stopped it. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to scroll down on the left hand side and we want to go to snapshots. What I want to do is I want to create a snapshot. I'm going to call this volume. It's the only volume I have at the moment. So take note, if you have multiple EC2 instances, what your volume ID is. Description is going to be on encrypted volume. And I'm just going to create a snapshot of this. You can add tags, etc. if you have a requirement to do so. And there you see my snapshot has created successfully, and here it is. I'm just going to clear that filter so I can see everything properly. So that is now pending, and in a couple of minutes I will have taken a snapshot of my EBS volume, and as you can see over here, it's not encrypted because my root is not encrypted. Okay. So when this finishes creating, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to Actions and we're going to copy this volume. So this is completed now, so let's hit copy. This will be created within the region that your EBS volume is created in. Description is copied snap, and it is the snapshot ID of your snapshot. And now I want to enable encryption. So here, default AWS Ebs Encryption. So I am going to get KMS to call in and encrypt this copied volume and hit copy. And there we go. And if you can't see your original, just clear your filter. So you have the unencrypted copy of the unencrypted volume that will now be encrypted. Excellent. So that's pending, and again, it's going to take a number of seconds to complete. And now what we've done is we have launched an EC2 instance with an EBS root volume. That volume was unencrypted. We have copied that unencrypted volume. Sorry, we've taken a snapshot of that unencrypted volume, and we have copied the snapshot of the unencrypted volume and encrypted the copy. So you're unable to encrypt the original snapshot if the EBS volume is unencrypted. So you need to copy that original snapshot and you need to encrypt the copy of that snapshot. So this will be finished in a couple of seconds. And when it finishes, we can then head over to actions and we can create an image. So I'm just going to let that finish out for 1 second, and I'm going to pause the video till it has fully completed. Okay, we're back. Our copy has now finished. It is now encrypted. So we want to create an image of the copy. I'm going to call this encrypted EBS. And we're just going to call it encrypted. Okay, leave everything else as default. Perfect. And you can see here it's encrypted, and deletion and termination is enabled. So if you delete the Ec2 instance that this is backed on, the volume will be deleted. Okay, so hit create, and as you can see, our image, if you go to AMI's on the left hand side, is now available. Okay, so always clear your tags up here if you can't see things you're looking for, as it could be specific to the instance you are in. So there we go, it's our encrypted EBS. Excellent. So now what I want to do, I want to launch that. I'm just going to use a general purpose T2 micro. Review, launch. I'll clear again. And as you can see, I now have an EC2 instance running with all the data that was on my original EC2 instance, except now the root volume is encrypted. And here is the EBS volume. So if I go to AMI AD, if I click here, I can see description is encrypted, status is available. So it's the encrypted volume that we just created. So that's it in a nutshell. That's exactly how you would go about taking a root volume that was previously launched unencrypted, copying it to make sure that it is the as is state that you've taken it all out of your environment, and then encrypting that and relaunching a new instance backed on an encrypted volume. Okay, thank you very much.